I'm going to tell you 25 things that you should be doing in your first year of MBBS to not be an imposter, but in fact be an awesome crewmate, and we are starting right now. Do you know the difference between crimson red, deep red, brick red, and the red I am wearing? Do you know the difference between purple and violet? Do you know the difference between granular appearance and powdery appearance?
No.
If you answered no to all those particular questions, then you are practically screwed. In the biochemistry practical viva, you'll be told to identify reactions based on the color and the appearance, and if you don't answer these questions, there is high chance that you may end up being a failure, so get your colors right. The second thing is, never try to boast about your All India rank or your NEET score. It is practically irrelevant the moment you step foot into the college what your NEET rank or your NEET score was. A very important lesson over here is to not choose your friends based on their NEET rank or the AIR. Once you set foot into your college, you are practically equal. You're starting a new journey along with your classmates, and the last thing that you would want is to develop enmity between your classmates. The third quick tip is, don't be a snake. Snakes exist everywhere. In the first few days of your college, everyone will be friendly and everyone will be talking to everyone. But in the first few months, you'll quickly be able to identify a few snakes after a few betrayals. That does not mean that you should not be trusting anyone. What I'm trying to say is that if you share a particular feeling with someone, they for sure will reciprocate those good feelings back to you. It's a one-on-one game. The fourth quick tip is that in the initial days, the seniors may sound a little bit rude and a little bit of minor tagging does take place. But don't worry, your perception about your seniors will change. They will transform into your elder siblings who are there for you each and every single moment of the time. Whether it is for your academics, minor financial problems, or making Maggie for you during the time of your exams, and completely telling you the secret hacks about how to survive in college, your seniors are there for you forever. You may think that you are alright all by yourself alone, but that does not work in a college. It's about the environment of seniors that you have, and make good friends with your seniors, some of the seniors that you look up to and will want to be like them in the few days to come in the college. The fifth quick tip that I want to share with you all is a money saving tip. Do not buy each and every single book that you hear from your seniors or your classmate. Chances are that that particular book will be available to you in the library. The seniors can also hand it to you down, or you can go to a shop where they sell second-hand medical books and you can virtually buy these books at the half price. And next time if you're going out with your friends, with that little amount of saved money, you can buy yourself a little bit of extra burger or save it in mutual funds so that you start investing right from the college times. The sixth tip that I would like to give over here is to learn the art of giving proxies. Proxies is the lifesaver for you. If a particular friend of yours wants proxy for a particular lecture because he wants to go out on a date with his girlfriend, please give the person proxy and let the person reciprocate this favor to you when, let's say, you're missing out on college and you want to go and do extracurricular activities or go and take part in a few college quizzes or in some sports. Of course, don't get caught giving proxies because that completely demolishes your reputation with the professor and you might be targeted later on in the years when it comes to your vivas. So it's a double-edged sword. Please learn the art of giving proxy and you will have a very smooth college life. The seventh quick tip is to have a rough estimate of your attendance. You can go on the Play Store and you may find a few of these attendance tracking apps. I personally use a lot of these attendance tracking apps because the college insists on maintaining a 75% attendance, and you can properly estimate at the end of the year when you want to bunk a few lectures so that you can study for your exams. If you have an estimate of your attendance, you exactly know what's your attendance and how many classes you can bunk so that during the time of your exams, you can go on fifth gear and study to excel in your exams. The eighth quick tip that I want to give you over here is to not neglect your studies. When we get an admission to the college of our choice, We tend to neglect studies in the initial few days. This is because we've just got a huge amount of freedom and we want to enjoy that freedom. But later on, the whole course load piles up and it may be a huge burden on you. So you need to learn the art of balancing your freedom versus your obligations, that is studying. Try to maintain a certain amount of focus level during the lectures, which brings me to the ninth point. And ninth point is that if your particular lecture is very boring, for example, biochemistry in first year is a lecture which I found to be quite boring, complete your journals during this particular lecture. Speaking about lectures, I've been coming to the 10th critical point. When you're completing your journals, please remember that I don't find this aspect of the syllabus that appealing, because journaling is basically copywriting everything that is there in your textbook into your journal, and it never really made sense to me even in the 11th or 12th standard. So if you're completing your journal, for example biochemistry, you may want to plug into some music or complete it during a lecture. Don't pay so much emphasis onto your journals, the aesthetics of it. I remember my anatomy professor telling me to go and burn my journal after the first year because of the rubbish diagram that I should draw.
Stop it. Get some help.
In histology, I'm not an artistic person at all, and I should just draw the histology diagrams so that it appeals to me and the level of comfort that I would feel. So don't pay too much attention on your journals if it's a big burden on you. Try to multitask in this particular case, and this is a life hack that has worked for me in saving a lot of time. The 11th tip that I want to give you over here is to take part in mass bunks. Mass bunks typically happen at the end of the year when the final exams is approaching. Do not be an imposter and attend a mass bunk. Please, that will completely ostracize you from the entire class and you'll be looked down upon by your classmates and your seniors. So please take part in the mass bunk. It is a very essential part of the college life, and you also understand the essence of unity of the class when it comes to a mass bunk. Take part in the mass bunk and go and study or enjoy or whatever, but for God's sake, don't attend the class on a mass bunk. It is not what college is meant for. The 12th tip is for medical students only. Take part in dissections and demonstrations. There will be literally a war zone in the front of the table, the dissection table. There are 10 to 15 students on a particular table, and you should be the enthusiastic one that wants to cut those fascia, those muscles, and you should be the one that should be dissecting the body and trying to get the maximum output from your dissections. You may not learn anatomy from BD Chaurasia or your Snell's anatomy, but the dissection table and the demonstrations of those bones is a time when you should be the most active person in the room and try to consolidate your learning of anatomy during those practical sessions. Don't be a couch potato during those dissections. Instead, be very active, be on the forefront, and try to dissect and see each and every single anatomical part. It is these dissection classes that will help you to study anatomy in your first year.